who works for a Christian organization that helps prison inmates. I've also met Trisha, who works for a Christian environmentalist group that advocates for environmental issues. And I also met Stephanie and Megan, who work for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And so when I met Stephanie yesterday, I said, "Hi, I'm Zizi," and she goes, "Hi, I'm Stephanie, and I'm a salsa user." And I just was like, sounds like, "Hi, I'm Stephanie, and I'm an alcoholic." You're in a support group there. But, you know, and then she goes, "Yeah, well, I actually work for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. I do a lot of seminars." And I said, "Man, we should have a support group." I was just talking about that to her. Hi. And we said, "Man, we should have a support group where all the nonprofits can get together and, you know, talk about the struggle of using salsa." So I thought, hey, why don't I do something on that and do a seminar? So my job is to basically qualify nonprofits and figure out what their needs are and see which components of the platform, of the Salsa Labs platform, can help them achieve their goals. And then eventually show them a demonstration or hand them over to somebody to show them a demonstration of the platform. Raise your hand if you've seen a salsa demonstration. Okay, good. Was it helpful? Okay. So if you haven't seen one, it's a good idea to take a look at it. It's free. It takes about 45 minutes of your time, and it's very helpful to see what salsa does. But anyway, with that said, I want to go ahead and start the exercise. This is going to be really short, so we'll grab lunch really quickly. Every one of you has a card. If you don't have a card, you can just pull out a piece of paper. That's also fine. But I want you to number that card 1 through 4. If you don't have one, you can just use a piece of paper.
We're just starting an exercise. The scheduled speaker had to call off for some of her duties, so we have Zizi walking us through a life balance exercise. Oh. Absolutely.
How's that? Is everybody see it? All right. Everybody ready? Okay, numbered it 1 through 4. For number 1, I want you to write one thing that you absolutely love about salsa. And in one word, not too long sentences or anything like that. Just one word.
Can there be an alternative if we are not currently salsa users?
Sure.
I'm not currently salsa users.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. That's a good idea. Yeah, I guess. You can talk about, you know, using the technology that you use now.
Or expectations.
Sure.
I mean, we just signed a contract and, you know,
Oh, good.
it's not, well,
What, right, you can write one word that
I tried to
what
find out
right
if it
you
was
want.
good at a decision.
Yeah, just write one thing that is good about using a technology for nonprofit. Even if it's not salsa. And when you're done, write, for number 2, write one thing that you hate about salsa or whatever other platform that you're using. Don't be too insulting. Okay? And for number 3, write down one thing that you absolutely love about your nonprofit or political campaign, about what you do, in one word. Okay, and number 4, write one thing that you struggle with a lot at your nonprofit or political organization. And I love salsa because salsa allows me to, or I love salsa because.
I hope I love salsa. For its efficiency.
Okay. Matt, do you want to do this writing part? Or are you ready? Or actually, do this one and bring it in. Efficiency, yes. You want them all scattered everywhere you don't have to. And sure.
It's one word.
Efficiency, yeah. I mean, you can,
Oh,
it's fine. We can-
Well, I said webinars because I like how you all provide training that's up to date.
Okay, awesome, write that.
I wrote
Thank you.
support.
Thank you.
Reporting?
Reporting. Support and reporting.
Segmentation.
I'm glad you guys love salsa so much.
I think it, just because it's a controller form.
I wasn't as specific as that, but I was just the integration of so many things in one spot.
Okay, integration. Anybody else with this table? What do you guys have?
Mine are actually both.
Yeah, mine's been said.
We need more.
Advocacy.
Advocacy. Testing. Testing. Good one. Okay. And now, one thing that you hate about salsa, and that's gonna be black.
Mine's 3 words, but they mean the same thing to me. CSS, Java, HTML.
That's why we have support.
I guess kind of, I feel the interface or the usability, maybe something like that.
You dislike. Oh, okay.
Write down quotes.
Build out, meaning contracts, you've got for membership, it's gonna require another contract and more money.
Yeah, we need to work on that.
That's an undertaking.
Yeah. Take notes, guys.
It's complicated.
It's complicated. Okay. Like a relationship.
Said limitations.
Limitations on what?
Some of it is within salsa itself, some things that would like for us to be a little bit smarter and intuitive on some things, and others are limitations with how we can use it within our own alphabet.
I haven't used salsa per se, but one thing I do hate about technology is when I hit an error message. You know,
Okay.
Any error message pops up, it's like a huge challenge to try to figure out where the error is
Error.
and what to do with it.
Error messages. You call support.
Sometimes I don't know how to help you. I mean, I'm not talking about specifically with salsa, but just in general.
Right. Anybody else? Okay. Now, let's move on to one thing that you love about your organization.
We're impactful.
What do you do?
I'm with the American Association of University Women.
Okay.
Advocate for women and girls.
Denver driven.
Denver driven.
Not only does my organization do policy advocacy work, but we do capacity building for CPAs across the country.
That's beautiful. So, capacity building. Well, you guys have to love your position more than that.
I love the goal of bringing news that the mainstream media doesn't put forth.
Who do you work for?
I work for the People's Move.
Okay. Nice. So, unbiased news?
Well, it's biased in the sense that
Well, yeah,
we're
but
strong
bringing news.
outside of the mainstream.
Truth.
The truth.
True news.
True news.
Right. Inclusion is kind of how I feel. So, changing people's lives so they feel more included or they feel, destigmatizing. But that brings about inclusion and acceptance. Inclusion and then changing lives.
Our mission is the Billfish Foundation, we're sport fishing, conservation, and economics.
Okay. I did my undergrad in environmental economics.
Cool.
Mission conservation. I think it was for mission. Yeah, the mission. You're right.
Yeah.
Any more volunteers? Yes, please.
I like that we're small, so we can adapt.
Okay, so more of a.
And it's not a corporate structure that that's very stiff in how it is. We can adapt, we can change.
And if you just walked in, we're going over one thing that you love about your org in one word or more. Anybody else? Okay. Huh? Community involvement. Community involvement. Last call. Okay, now, one thing that you hate about your organization. Or one thing that you struggle with. One thing that you, what happens in this room stays in this room.
I'll be all day.
This is our salsa support group. One thing that you struggle with or you find difficult to do.
I wouldn't say I hate this, but it's frustrating. I'm sure many people have experienced this, but because we're so small, having enough manpower and people to get everything we need done.
Yeah,
Every time.
Resources.
Energy.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, everybody starts. So.
Well, frustration.
Yeah. So capacity, time, resources. Money. Or lack of resources, I should say. Money.
Yeah, I wouldn't call the CSS if I could hire someone who knew what they had.
Right. Yeah. She had to teach herself everything.
There's a lot of,
Yeah.
I feel your pain. I think there's like a lot of expectations. I'm almost communication staff for a national organization.
Wow.
And so I feel like I wear the IT hat, I wear the PR hat, I wear the, I wear many hats. I wear the salsa hat and I'm not an expert, so there's an expectation.
What's your organization?
It's called the Asian Pacific Islander Men's Health Forum.
Asian Pacific Island, what?
The Asian and Pacific Islander American Health Forum. We're going to rebrand the name. It's too long. Probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So we've been around for a while. We just have to utilize it.
So that speaks for salsa, right? Been around that long. I heard someone whisper my name. Okay. I hear voices. That's okay. Anybody else? And you can complain too. It's fine.
coworker.
Yeah. I got nothing bad to say at the moment.
Smart man.
You just got promoted.
Yeah.
Max just got promoted.
It's good. No wonder he's
I'm Matt, by the way.
the man right in pink.
No room for promotion.
Upward mobility, lack of upward mobility is what you're saying.
Anything else? Okay. I won't take any more time. Now I need a volunteer.
Besides me this time.
Great. Awesome. Okay. So I want you to stand at the back of the room. Over there. Take this paper, roll it as big as you can, and tell me what you see. Make the circle as big as possible. Right. Tell me what you see on the board.
Just give you all the first word I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Or more than one word. If you can see more than one word, that's
I
fine.
see resources, powerful, testing, reporting, integration, segmentation.
Okay. Yes. Now I want you to close it in just a little bit more, halfway. Now what do you see?
Still resources, powerful.
Resources and powerful this time. That's it. Now make it as tight as possible and tell me what you see.
Resources, powerful.
Make it smaller.
What about now?
Very good. That's all right. So I guess the point of this exercise is to kind of see life the same way. While you do have bad things and you do have good things, it's if you focus in on one thing at a time, it's easier to take care of it rather than when you have all of this. You're looking at resources, powerful testing, reporting, and all of that at once. It can get really draining and really stressful. And if you all were sitting in at the speech that Christine gave yesterday, she was saying to take the time to breathe, stay centered, stay balanced. And so I just want you to kind of look at life this way. Whenever you have an issue or if you have something that's pleasant, take the time to enjoy that. Take the time to appreciate it. But if you have something that is a struggle, then focus on just one thing, and maybe drift your focus from that and kind of focus on something that is more positive, something that you are happy about. So, and sure.
But since we're here for salsa, this means we're focused, so a work-focused exercise and gathering. And it sounds from many comments, many of us have very small staffs. So in terms of the salsa world, it would be nice to be able to focus probably on one thing at a time, but that's pretty unrealistic, certainly in my organization. It sounds like many. So what you're saying is idealistically nice, but in the work world, it's not really realistic for many of us in the 12-hour days, I think.
Sure.
I think, sometimes, I get what you're saying in terms of you feel so overwhelmed that you're just sort of like lost, and you get a type of anxiety or something. And what I do to try to combat that is I make a list. And just the way you're saying, you make the list so that it doesn't feel so overwhelming. And then you also just begin to prioritize, and that's what I do. I prioritize, okay, I got Monday and whatever, I'm going to only focus on this or that. And understand and accept the fact that you can't do it all because you're only, a human being with 6% or 10% of your brain.
Exactly. So, while keeping in mind your ultimate goal and the big picture and the big mission, you still want to take the time to, focus on one task at a
time, because otherwise you're not gonna perfect it. You wanna make sure that you spend quality time on that and fix that issue, while still keeping in mind the big issue, but not getting overwhelmed with everything all at once. So, for example, for Stephanie, if she wants to help people recover, she can't help everybody. But if she focuses on one at a time and she can save one, then she's achieving her overall goal.
I also found it's really important to have an outlet.
There's going to be conflicts, especially if you're in a small office. We have a thrift shop and we have callers calling in all the time, and there's crises and there's all kinds of stuff happening. And having an outlet is like my personal sanity. having it, so making lists is a lot of things I do, but I know I'm going to get interrupted. I know that things are going to come up. And I try and focus on one thing at a time. If I get interrupted, I fix that immediate fire, and then I go back to what I'm doing. But I also need to have someone or an activity that reduces my stress level. As executive director, everybody comes to me with their issues, and I need to go to somebody.
Right. Thank you for sharing that.
I think what would, and this is more salsa related, what would help is, and I don't know if this already exists, and I wasn't part of the contract negotiation when we got our salsa contract, but what would help is, I feel like there's so many features to salsa that everyone can use and can make it look really pretty and amazing and integrate it with all of your other social media stuff. But if a salsa person can come to me and say, okay, what do you need done? Here's a plan of what you can do. Here's a goal for what you can do in the future. Like something like small and strategic. And it's like a salsa expert telling me that it's possible to do. Does that make sense?
Yes. Do you want to
That
speak to
makes
that?
Yeah, so that's a wonderful segue. I didn't know I was going to be speaking, but my name is Kidron, and I'm the manager of client success at Salsa. I just started in April. Client success is a new thing at Salsa. We're just implementing it. And the reason that we decided to implement a client success strategy is because we wanted to start taking an approach to our clients that's more holistic, right? It's like, let's have a staff of people who work with our clients and effectively get to know them as an organization and sort of understand what their organizational challenges are, so that we can best help them be successful using the platform themselves. You know, we want you to reach out to support, but we don't want you to constantly have